Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, directed by Quentin Tarantino. This was one of my most anticipated movies of this year, and I loved it. Let's just start off with that. But jumping into the story, real quick, Gio wanted to make it a point. He's not in the video today because he couldn't make it, but he wanted to make it a point in his eyes that this movie did not have a story. So, that being said, what I think about the story is I kind of agree with him. I don't think this movie had a story per se. This movie was about a actor and his stunt double, and they're just like regular day life. It's just once upon a time in Hollywood. Like, that's what the movie is about. The movie is about them, but it's just like something that happened in a normal day in their life, and that's what the movie is about. It is set in the late 60s. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. The director is great. I thought the story, well, there wasn't much of a story, but it didn't bother me, but it did bother Gio. The acting, you have Leonardo DiCaprio, you have Brad Pitt, and you have Margot Robbie. All three phenomenal actors, and they're all in one movie, and they did a fantastic job. They did a fantastic job. The visuals to the movie, the way it was just so good. It was just so good. I loved everything about it. It was set in the 60s. It had a real like 60s vibe to it, and I thought it was great. I thought it was wonderful. Honestly, it didn't disappoint me in any level when it comes to the acting and when it comes to the visuals of this movie. The pacing of the movie, I thought it was good. I didn't realize how long the movie is. If you want to know this, the movie is 2 hours and 45 minutes long. When I went into this movie, I didn't know it was that long. I usually check how long the movie is, and I didn't. And I was sitting there, and at one point, I was like, dang, I feel like I've been here forever. So I actually checked, and I was like, oh, this movie's 2 hours, almost 3 hours long. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And I felt like it dragged for a little bit, but maybe for like 15 minutes, I felt like it dragged. And then it picked back up, and I thought it was great. I thought it was really good. That was my only problem with it. But other than that, I thought it was a great movie. Gio thinks otherwise. But also, me putting Gio's opinion into this, Gio also thought that the acting was great and the visuals was great. He just had a problem with the story itself. But other than that, he liked it. He also had a problem with feet. There was foot scenes, and it bothered him. It didn't bother me that much, but it was just like, ooh. But other than that, it was a great movie. I loved it. I was super excited for this movie, and I think it did its job. I think it personally did its job. He might not think it personally did its job, but he's not doing the movie review right now. I am, and that's all that matters. So, did it do its job? Yes, I think it did do its job. Was it worth it? This movie did not come out in Dolby or IMAX because Quentin Tarantino is very, I'm not going to say original. He just keeps it very, like, simple. So, it's in regular theater. They don't have it in Dolby. They don't have it in IMAX. They don't have it in 3D. But it's great. I wasn't concerned about that at all. It wouldn't have made a difference, to be honest, if it was in those theaters. So, I think it was very much worth it. I think it did its job 100%. I would recommend to go see this movie. And that's it, really. I recommend you go see it. I really do. I recommend you go see it with adults. It's not a kid's movie. You know, there's a cursing, there's drug use, there's sexual references and things like that. So, you know, I wouldn't recommend taking your children to it, but I do think as an adult you should go see this movie, especially if you love Quentin Tarantino. So, that's it I'll have for today. That's all I have for today. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram at 6 Eye Reviews. The number of eyes that I'm about to give it. Again, this is my video. Gio disagrees, but this is my video. I'm going to give it 4 eyes, because I did think it was really good. It was just the story, and I'll give it to him that the story was, you know, there wasn't much of a story, but it didn't bother me. So, I have 4 eyes right here. There you have it. Again, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter at 6 Eye Reviews, subscribe, like, share us, talk about us. We appreciate you guys very much. Have a nice day.